Welcome to Protect and Grow with Chicagoland certified financial planner Tim Stearns of TJ Stearns Incorporated. Trust, respect, and results. TJ Stearns Incorporated focuses on comprehensive financial planning and benefits.
And welcome into the program. This is Protect and Grow Chicagoland Retirement with Chicagoland's certified financial planning professional, your resource, ladies and gentlemen, for a common sense approach to planning. He is Tim Stearns, CFP, giving us that guidance and perspective on our financial, investment, and retirement future, providing down-to-earth, common sense guidance on how to handle some of the complex financial issues and challenges and scary financial topics that we face each and every day. And Tim, we do appreciate the guidance that you provide here on the program.
Peter, thanks for having me. Today, I kind of want to dive into some things that I've been hearing in my retirement classes, which is, how do I go about getting a financial advisor? So those are some of the questions I think you should be asking your financial advisor, and we can dive into those when you're ready.
Absolutely. A great list of questions to discuss with your advisor or when screening and interviewing for the job and the role of a new advisor. Make sure you get these important questions answered. A recent study of investor behavior and specifically of millionaires saw that more than half of investors who work with a financial advisor said they saved more as a result of the guidance and the perspective that the advisor offered. And that 7 out of 10 millionaires, 68%, as close to 7 out of 10 as you can get, worked with an investment professional or financial advisor to achieve their net worth. So always a value in getting good, solid guidance and advice. And in our financial life, Tim, obviously no exception there.
I find like going to a CPA, a doctor, these are all people that we need to go see. And some of us say, oh, I can do it alone and I'll figure it out on my own. And that's usually to our own detriment. So that being summed up there, I'm just saying that I think there's better ways to go about doing advising. And how do you dive into that? Interview, just like you would interview a CPA or a doctor. So the number one question for this is, ask the person, what do you love about your job? And I know for me, it's the peace of mind that I offer to my clients. My clients, because they have a solid retirement plan, an income allocation plan for retirement, even if the market's topsy-turvy, as we've seen all this year, basically, we see this, and I know my clients sleep better at night. So how they do that, because they have a plan. And, that's my passion, is to make their life easier. Just like a doctor wants to cure whatever you have that ails you. It's the same thing for me, trying to make sure that people are doing better because they've worked with me.
Well, if you have that plan in place that you would like to review or check up on, if you'd like to get that plan in place to provide for that feelings of financial well-being and confidence, Tim Stearns, CFP, is your resource, ladies and gentlemen. Pick up the phone and give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256, 800-640-2256. Tim, this is something that you enjoy being in the process of each and every day. You really enjoy getting into the numbers and putting that plan together and helping people get that better understanding.
When I have friends, that I'm out with on the weekends or during the week, and they're telling me, oh man, Sunday night, my gut starts hurting. I get a headache. I don't want to go to work the next day. I can't really relate to that because, being in this business, you need to have a passion for it. And you need to be able to, want to fix people. And a lot of people come here pretty well broken or at least looking for a second opinion. And we're happy to help them with that and make sure that they are on the right path. Or maybe they just need to move over to the left or right a little bit. Whatever that looks like, we make sure that they're on the right path by working with us.
Well, again, if you would like to get a written retirement income plan, if you would like your own Protect and Grow financial plan for your future, pick up the phone and give Tim Stearns, CFP, a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, another important topic of discussion, what services do you provide? And I would think that investment and asset management is part of that conversation, but perhaps in some cases that's where the conversation ends. At TJ Stearns Inc., that's really where the conversation begins.
I just saw a study about a week ago. It is a great article that talked about how the normal client is looking for something more cerebral. They're not looking for just a stockbroker. They're not looking for just an insurance agent. And so when I went to get my certified financial planning certificate and took the test, which only 1 out of 2 Americans pass it, I found, I need to be more well-rounded. So when people come to us, we deal with everything from taxation, college planning, retirement planning, estate planning. We have an attorney here. We have a CPA here. We also do property and casualty, meaning that we can help them look over their cars, their houses, the insurance that they're paying. This all goes into kit and caboodle of everything that you're looking for in retirement. You need to make sure you don't affect something one spot, not knowing that you're affecting something completely in the other. So we try to make sure that we create synergies with our clients where they're, saving money in different areas and making more in other areas.
Another one of those big areas where those two things can conflict, Tim, is in managing taxes on your retirement accounts, but also keeping your medical expenses in check in retirement. I know that's one area where you've got to be extra careful in converting or making withdrawals from IRAs as to not impact and affect your Medicare premiums.
Exactly. IRMA is a big thing that we talk about in our office with people who are over the age of 65. And it's very surprising how many people do not know what IRMA is. Mm-hmm. And it's basically, if you make too much in retirement, Medicare will charge you more than the average person. All right. And they do a 2-year look back. So a lot of people are still working, right, up until they're 65. And they're like, well, I didn't make that much money this year. Well, no, you didn't, but you did the 2 previous years, and that affects you. So all the things that, every rock must be overturned to see what's underneath it, to make sure that everything is moving the right direction.
Yeah, some of those telltale signs that your plan may not be complete, or that simply investment management services may be where the services end with your current advisor. If IRMA hasn't been spoken of, if tax management haven't been discussed, if how to maximize Social Security, these are all services offered there at TJ Stearns Inc. by Tim Stearns, CFP, in the plan design, in the complimentary review, in the retirement planning strategy session, in the written retirement income plan. If you'd like to take advantage or see what that looks like, pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Once again, as a listener to this program, you are entitled to a complimentary review, assessment, evaluation, analysis, and retirement planning strategy session, a written retirement income plan, just for tuning into the program and picking up the phone, taking that next step, giving a call to 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. And the first 10 callers, by the way, with at least $500,000 saved for retirement, you can also receive a copy of the income planning strategy guidebook being used across the country by advisors looking to help their clients structure a more stable and confident retirement income allocation. Again, if you'd like that book, if you'd like the complimentary review, pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, do you find that often that savers and investors, not yet clients, come into your office with whole areas of the plan that have not been addressed appropriately?
I see that a lot. I'll ask people, a lot of people are all about the returns that they're receiving, and that's great. And I'm very happy for them, but they haven't talked about Roth conversions. They haven't talked about how it's going to affect their Medicare costs. They haven't legacies, that they're going to leave to their rank and file, members of their family. And the most surprising one to me, and in the classes, I see this a lot, is a lot of these people are not educated as to what the Secure Act is. And the Secure Act, came into vogue in basically at the beginning of 2020, and no one's educating. So one of the big things that we do is we send out communications about these different things. So make sure that our clients are educated. I'm married to a teacher, and maybe that's rubbed off on me, but I want to make sure that my clients understand what is going on around them. They're not in a vacuum, right? And I find that people, they'll say to me, "Well, Tim, I don't. This is your stuff. I don't understand it." Well, my goal is for them to understand it, so that they understand why we're doing things and what's the betterment to them that we're doing that.
Well, speaking on a couple of the topics that you do communicate with your clients about, I think obviously important for the program, Tim, highlighting some of these areas where we are not receiving a lot of communication, but maybe more in general, a question to talk about with an advisor or potential advisor is, how do you communicate with clients at all? There's a lot of people out there that maybe set up an investment account and then really have not heard from any kind of advisor on a regular or ongoing basis. Now, how do you maintain that communication and that support for your clients, Tim?
We always invite them to our college classes. We have, at least 1 to 2 education events a month at the schools around here. They can attend via Zoom. These are, they're free to any of our clients. We don't want to make money off of them for something like that. If education is power for them, then all the better. So we are always inviting them to that. We also send out, "Hey, did you see this? Congress passed that. IRS did this." All those types of articles are always coming out to them. The one article that, we sent out to some people about 2 weeks ago was the Kiplinger article talking about how passive investing is dead. And that's, one of the things that we also, people, you should be asking your financial advisor is, what kind of, what's your philosophy on investing? Is it a buy and hold, which you can see right now isn't working, and it hasn't worked about 5 different times over the past 22 years. I like to explain it easier by saying that your grandfather's stock market is dead. The stock market we live in now is 2 steps up, 1 step back, 3 steps back, 1 step up. You see what I'm telling people is that, it looks like a W, when we get going, the market corrects or something like that. With inflation, you're going to need to be head on a swivel to stay above inflation, which is only the way you can do that is through equities. So a buy and hold where you're losing money to come back up the stairs to get a gain doesn't make sense to me, and it never has.
It does seem to be a different and more volatile market environment right now that really deserves to take a second look to the philosophies and the fundamental approach that we take in managing and dealing with that volatility.
I think that people are surprised by the fact that companies like Vanguard are going out and buying actively managed companies, because they, and I'm sure Fidelity will follow suit. Is that you see these companies that used to say a buy and hold is the only way to go, the market always comes back, et cetera, are getting a little nervous because a lot of baby boomers are either going into retirement or are retired, and they're seeing their nest egg erode. And it's one thing when you're working because you're still filling it up with your 401k and you're constant investing, but when you are a net seller of assets, having the market eke out losses daily for you really is concerning.
Yeah, we got to know how to create that income in retirement. Again, a topic of conversation that is largely overlooked or omitted completely when dealing with advisors that are all about the rate of return and accumulation. An important job, nonetheless, absolutely not taking anything away from that, but we have to ask the question from our finances: how do we get paid? How do we take income from this once we no longer have a paycheck to support ourselves? And Tim, that's an area that largely goes unaddressed and unplanned and prepared for until we're right there on the doorstep of retirement and we realize maybe we're not speaking with the right professional there.
I think if you're only your advisor only has one set of tools, you have an issue. This world nowadays needs all kinds of tools in your, arrows in your quiver, whatever you want to use as the analogy, but you're going to need different things. It's not just about stocks and bonds anymore by any stretch. It's when do I turn on my Social Security? How much am I going to pay for Medicare? If I go early and I'm not eligible for Medicare, how much is health insurance? All these things we can answer for our clients. And anybody who's listening out there should give us a call. We'll help you get through it.
Again, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. And Tim asked the question one way, kind of rhetorically, if I'm an investor, how do I get paid from my investments? But in line with how we are discussing the relationship with an advisor, another fair question, an important question to get answered from the advisor as well. How are they paid and compensated?
Right. And we, full disclosure is our name of the game here. We have people fill out paperwork showing them what they're going to be paying. We also analyze what they're currently paying with their other advisor. And I think a lot of them are surprised to see that they're paying a lot of fees and they're being reverse churned. And what is reverse churning? It's simply taking a fee for money management, but not really managing. We had a gentleman in here who was with a advisor that's on TV all the time. And they talk about how they don't make money unless he does. And he's losing money, and they made 4 trades out of his $1.7 million in 1 month when the market, it was April. And when the market, I had done 160 trades in my own personal account. He did 4 and he's down. And I don't understand, that's reverse churning. They're not earning their keep, as they say. So if you're not getting the answers or you're not getting, management, you should give us a call and come in and let's take a look at things and find out what you're paying for. If you're not getting a bang for your buck, then why be there?
Again, we've got to know the expense, the costs with our money, for our money, and on our money in order to make the best decisions about how to properly manage that money and make the most of each and every dollar that we've worked so hard for. If you would like to have that analysis of the costs, the fees, the expenses that you are paying, pick up the phone. An additional component of the complimentary review and retirement planning strategy session that is offered with Tim Stearns, CFP, is an extension of this program. No cost, no obligation. Similar reports and reviews, by the way, can easily go upwards of $1,000 to several thousands of dollars, as we have seen for these kind of analysis in the written retirement income plan. No cost, no obligation for radio show listeners. All you need to do is pick up the phone and give Tim Stearns, CFP, a call. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, not that rate of return is not important. That's obviously an important part of the conversation. However, in down years, the focus seems to shift elsewhere to other areas other than rate of return. It's hard to have a great conversation about rate of return in a year where the market indices are anywhere from 15 to 25% down to date so far this year. But it's not the only measure of progress or movement either. How do you help to measure and evaluate your clients' forward progress and benchmarks and milestones that you're hoping to help them accomplish?
We take a look at, when they come in here, we tell them that we're going to try to beat the index. Okay. And if we don't do that, then I think we failed. And we're always looking for better money managers than we currently have, trying to get an alpha, which is an advantage over the market. I'm not happy with underperformance. So we are always staying up on what the market's doing and versus what the money managers that we utilize are. And, why have them if you can't beat the index? Again, 7% of the world does beat an index. And I think we have those. We're not perfect. Our clients are down a little bit this year, but not down from what I've seen other clients that are coming in with other advisors or just the averages. We're doing much better than that.
Once again, talking with Tim Stearns, CFP. If you would like to review and evaluate your investment and retirement portfolio, then pick up the phone and give a call. And you can also structure that plan, that written retirement income plan, helping you to maximize available sources of retirement income, pensions, Social Security, minimize risk to retirement investments, minimize tax implications, costs, fees, and expenses as well. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, there are times where we have to stop and back up and evaluate the job performance of our financial advisor as well. Are there any fair metrics that we can use to evaluate the job and the performance that our advisor has done for us?
What I normally use is Morningstar. And Morningstar is an independent analysis software that will tell us, how that money manager came out. And we put everything, we can single it out to each advisor that they're using, or we can do their 401k and what have you. We do that a lot with people who are over the age of 59 and a half, because they have an opportunity then to move their money out. Most companies, you're able to do that. Your 401k stays the same that you're contributing to, as well as your deferral. But the majority of the money, we take it out to make sure that we have the money in control of it, so that we can have stop losses. We can have diversify them further and not just be beholden to what the funds are that your family, the family of funds that your company uses. These are all the things that we try to do for people.
Again, if you would like to talk with Tim Stearns, CFP, pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Also have to make sure that the portfolio, Tim, is measuring up and working toward those goals. Looking at the investment performance, fantastic on one hand, but a goal-oriented discussion has to be had with your advisor as well.
Well, it starts with a plan. And seeing that 1 out of 10 Americans have a retirement plan, I'm going to say we're ahead of the curve there, because we always have a plan. People that want to work with us want to retire. They want to get on a path that they know that is going to be doable. Not some pie in the sky where I'm saying, I'm going to make 8 to 10% a year in the market. Those things are ridiculous. I see those all the time here. We are much more grounded in the realities of what the market does. And by doing that, we can make sure that we underpromise and overperform.
And another big factor, ladies and gentlemen, what's missing from the plan? Oftentimes, there are components that are not discussed, that are overlooked, that simply are not included and incorporated into many workers, savers, investors' accumulation plan. But when we get to retirement, those deficiencies, those areas that have been omitted, are exacerbated and multiplied as far as the risks that they present to our financial stability and well-being. So, Tim, another thing that we should be checking for quite often, and I think that these are the areas of concern for most, is what is my plan missing? What have I forgotten about or failed to address with my plan?
I think what you don't know can hurt you. And so when we do the fillable forms that we look for people to give us information on, we cover everything but the kitchen sink, as they say. So we make sure that we are getting all the information in there. I had a nickel every time I ask someone, have you looked at your Social Security statement? No, I don't, I put it away when I get it. Should I look at that? Have you signed up online? I ask. No, they haven't done that either. These are all things that go into components of how we can retire and when we can retire comfortably. And so if these things aren't being addressed, give us a call and make sure that you're on the proper path to a good retirement.
800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, if we found that there are deficiencies or anything missing or incomplete in our plan, when is the appropriate time to rebalance or rearrange the finances and the investments?
Now. That's the quick answer. Why would you wait? If Rome is burning, you don't just walk. You don't just watch, right? You need to change things right now. We've had a couple people who came in to see us. The market has gone backwards. They're like, well, I'll just wait till it comes back. I don't understand that, because we'll come back the same. But let's say it continues to go down that path that is not good for them. They're going to lose more money versus we have stop losses and that type of thing, and we'll actually go to cash. So active tactical management is where this carries the day, and you need to have that.
Again, if you'd like to speak with Tim Stearns, CFP, about your financial, your investment, your retirement plan, pick up the phone, give a call, 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256 for a complimentary review and retirement planning analysis and strategy session. 800-640-2256 for the written retirement income plan, the rest of the reports, the tools that Tim Stearns provides for you. Similar reviews have gone upwards of $1,000 to several thousands of dollars for that written retirement income plan. Tim Stearns, CFP, makes that available for listeners to this program. No cost, no obligation. And for the first 10 callers with at least $500,000 saved for retirement, the book Income Allocation will be included as well. Yours free for just picking up the phone and giving a call now. 800-640-2256. That's 800-640-2256. Tim, a pleasure as always. Quick moving time here on the program, and we always enjoy and appreciate your guidance and perspective on the financial world and how to better understand things and simplify things.
Thanks for having me, Peter. Have a great day.
Tune into Chicagoland Certified Financial Planner Tim Stearns' full radio program on 890 WLS every Sunday at 11 a.m. and visit tjstearns.com for many valuable resources, including other great episodes of Chicagoland Retirement. Be sure to subscribe.
Securities offered through TJ Stearns, a registered representative of Crown Capital Securities LP, member FINRA SIPC. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature, not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs.